नमस्कार, रेडियो पाठशालामा तपाईलाई स्वागत छ। रेडियो पाठशाला मकवानपुरको नमुना विद्यालय आधुनिक राष्ट्रिय माध्यमिक विद्यालय संघको सहकार्यमा रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्जले तयार पारेको हो। तपाई रेडियो पाठशाला, रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज, अनलाइनमा रेडियोसन्देश.com, मोबाइल एप्लिकेसनमा रेडियो सन्देश फेसबुक पेज र युट्युब च्यानलमा रेडियो सन्देश अनलाइन टिभीमा एकैसाथ सुनिरहनु भएको छ। आज रेडियो पाठशालामा सामाजिक विषय पढाउनको लागि आउनु भएको छ सुरज बुडाथोकी। विद्यार्थी साथीहरू कपी कलम लिएर तयार रहनुहोला है।
Hello students, Namaste, good morning. A very warm welcome to you all in another episode of Radio Parsala. Okay, dear students, do you remember what did we do in our last episode of Radio Parsala? Yes, you are correct. In our last episode of Radio Parsala, we talked about communication and its different aspects. First of all, I gave you a short definition of communication. After that, we talked about the different means, or you can say modes of communication, like newspaper, television, radio, telephone, internet. And after that, we talked about the importance of communication in the modern day life. We talked about all these things in our last episode of Radio Parsala. Now, can you tell me what are we going to study today? That's correct. In today's episode of Radio Parsala, we are going to study about drinking water. As you know, there are altogether 6 infrastructures of development, and we have already completed 5 infrastructures in our previous classes of Radio Parsala, like education, health, transportation, communication, electricity. These 5 infrastructures of development we have already completed. Now, here I would like to add one more thing. I would like to tell you one thing. You are following us on Radio Sandesh. If by chance you miss any classes of Radio Parsala, then you can follow us on YouTube. In YouTube, there is Sandesh Online TV. You can go there, you can subscribe it, and you can listen to us regularly in Sandesh Online TV in your YouTube. After this short information, now let's talk about our today's lesson. We have already completed 5 infrastructures of development, and we just have got 1 infrastructure of development now left, that is drinking water. भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई पक्कै थाहा छ, जम्मा 6 वटा विकासका पूर्वाधारहरू छन्। त्यसमध्येमा हामीले 5 वटा पढिसक्यौं र अब आज बाँकी रहेको एउटा पूर्वाधार छ विकासको, त्यो भनेको पिउने पानी हो। So, in today's episode of Radio Parsala, we are going to talk about water, basically about clean drinking water. And my dear students, in today's class, you are going to get several facts about drinking water. So I hope you are ready with your pen and copy to note them down. It will be helpful for you in the future. All those different facts that I'm going to give you today can be helpful for you while making notes on drinking water, while making notes on the status of drinking water in Nepal. So are you ready with your teaching learning materials? That's good. Now let's start. Now I want to start my lesson with some sayings. म केही भनाइहरु राख्दै आजको पाठ सुरु गर्न चाहन्छु. The first one is, water is life, don't waste it. Water is equal to life. If you waste water, you are wasting life. So this statement also makes clear that how important water is. Do you know one thing? A human being can live without eating food for 3 to 4 weeks. But a human being can only live for 3 to 4 days without drinking water. So that's why we call water life. Water is equal to life. If there is no water, then there is no life. Now that's the importance of water. Water is more important than food. Now let me tell you the second saying. Pure water is world's first and foremost medicine. Pure water is world's first and foremost medicine. शुद्ध पानी भनेको संसारको सबैभन्दा पहिलो र सबैभन्दा महत्त्वपूर्ण औषधि हो. If you know the right use of water, it can also help you to live a healthy life, to make you healthy, to make you active, and to make you productive throughout your life. And for your long life, water is important. It plays a vital role. You see, I hope you know the right use of drinking water. Students, let me ask you some questions about the use of water. When do you drink water? Do you drink water before taking your meal or after taking your meal? खाना खानु अगाडि पानी पिउँछौ अथवा खाना खाइसकेपछि पानी पिउँछौ? What do you do? Okay, if you drink water before taking your meal, it's very good. And if you drink water after taking your meal or during taking your meal, that's not regarded good from the point of view of your health. स्वास्थ्यको दृष्टिकोणबाट खाना खाँदाखेरि वा खाना खाइसकेपछि पानी पिउनु त्यति राम्रो मानिदैन. So, don't drink water straight after you finish your meal. Just wait for 1 hour, then you can drink water. It will help you for your digestion. In that way, you can use water in a better way. Your body can use water to break the food and give you energy. And when you get up early in the morning, it's good to drink 1 to 2 glasses of water. 1 देखि 2 ग्लास पानी पिउनु बिहान उठ्ने बित्तिकै त्यो पनि राम्रो मानिन्छ. And before going to bed also, if you drink a glass of water, it can help you in many ways. It is also said that it can prevent heart attacks if you drink water before going to bed. See how important water is to human body, to human health. Now to make you more clear, let's talk about the human body, how human body is composed. Let me give you some facts of human body composition. 75% of our brain is composed of water. And similarly, 75% of our muscle is also composed of water. Clear? 75% of our brain and 75% of our muscle is composed of water. And similarly, 83% of our blood is composed of water. And 22% of our bone is composed of water. So these facts can make you clear that there is a huge portion of water in our body. So we need lots of water to drink. When you drink water, it is helping to control your body temperature. Now from these examples, you are quite clear about the importance of water. Okay students, now let's look at the situation of water on Earth. Do you know or not? Just 3% of Earth's water is fresh. That means only 3% of Earth's water is available for drinking. Just 3% of water can be used for drinking, for household purpose, for generating electricity, for irrigation. For all these things, just we have got 3% of water. The remaining 97% of the water is in ocean. Neither you can use it for drinking, nor you can use it for generating hydroelectricity because it's in the ocean and it's salty. You can't use it. And students, do you know in that 3% of fresh water of Earth, 2.5% of that fresh water is not available to us because either it is too far under the Earth's surface or highly polluted. So because of these things, we are not able to utilize that 2.5% of Earth's fresh water. Now we just have got 0.5% of fresh water available to us. Clear? We just have got 0.5% of water for doing all these different things like drinking, for irrigation, for hydroelectricity, household purpose. We just have got 0.5% of water. 99.5% of water is not available to us. Now, in such situation, if you don't utilize your water resources, then what happens? You yourselves can imagine about it. We have so much little water, and if we spend water foolishly, then what happens? The result can be very dangerous. It can be out of control. It can cause several other negative effects. Lack of drinking water means lack of healthy human resources. And lack of healthy human resources means you are not able to utilize your available means and resources. You know quite well that to utilize our natural resources, we need healthy human resources, and which is possible only if there is clean drinking water available for our human resources. Now you know that clean drinking water is equal to healthy human resource, and healthy human resource is equal to utilization of natural resources, and proper utilization of natural resources means proper development of the country. Now it's quite clear, right? If we can provide clean drinking water to the people, then we can produce better human resources. Otherwise, you fall behind. Your country falls behind in terms of development. And do you know only 27% of our population has access to clean drinking water? नेपालको जनसङ्ख्याको जम्मा 27% मानिसहरूको मात्र स्वच्छ सफा पानीमा अहिलेसम्म पहुँच पुगेको छ. This is one bitter truth of our country. यो हाम्रो देशको एउटा एकदमै तीतो सत्य हो. This means that still 3/4 of our population don't have access to clean drinking water. Clean drinking water is out of their reach. On the other hand, clean drinking water is our fundamental right. The Constitution of Nepal has clearly explained that clean drinking water is the fundamental right of each and every individual of the country. In Article 36, you can clearly see that clean drinking water is our fundamental right. Clear? Now, students, let's talk about the different sources of water. Can you tell me some different sources of water? Yes, you are right. Rivers, glaciers, well, fountains, pond, lakes, all these are different sources of water. We get water from these sources to live our life. For our different purposes, we use these sources. We only have got 0.5% of total water in these sources, and we use them for our household purpose, for irrigation purpose, for our industries, for our hydroelectricity. We use these sources of water. Now you know we have limited amount of fresh water with us. We have to be very careful while using our available fresh water. But in the modern days, we have several large industries which makes maximum use of these water resources. For example, there are food processing industries, there are goods producing industries, there are chemical producing industries, and several others where they make experiment of different chemicals, and wastages from these industries are directly discharged into the rivers. They directly throw the contaminated water, or you can say polluted water, into the rivers, and it causes several negative effects. Like now there is problem for drinking water, there is now problem for irrigation, now there is problem in the aquatic world. Everywhere there is problem because of these pollutions. And also there is pollution caused because of large urbanization. From large urban areas, the sewage is directly discharged into the river. ठुल्ठुला सहरहरूबाट ढलहरू सिधै खोलामा लगेर हालिन्छ र त्यो ढलको पानीले पनि त्यो खोलाको पानीलाई के गर्छ भन्दाखेरि प्रदूषित बनाउँछ, कन्टामिनेट गर्छ. So now you see unplanned urbanization is also a cause of water pollution, like unmanaged industrialization. You can talk all about these problems while you deal about the problem in drinking water. Unplanned urbanization can be one, unmanaged industrialization can be another one, and there are some more. In number 3, you can talk about the improper use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in agriculture, right? The farmers, they don't have proper knowledge about the right use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, they use chemicals in their crops in a wrong way, excessively, धेरै मात्रामा. And when they use excessively these chemicals in their crops, it has got negative effect in the water resource. After all, these chemicals flow down to the water and our water sources are contaminated or polluted. See? And similarly, in number 4, you can talk about natural disasters. That means landslides, floods, soil erosion, all these things are also creating a kind of big problem in our country in the field of drinking water. When there is flood, when there is landslides, when there is earthquake, our water resources are disturbed, they are damaged, and people suffer from lack of pure drinking water, or you can say clean drinking water. भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई थाहा छ नि है, बर्खायाममा हाम्रो पहाडी क्षेत्रहरूमा धेरै पहिरो जान्छ नि, अहिले धेरै पहिरोहरू गइरहेछ नि है। त्यसै गरेर तराईका क्षेत्रहरूमा धेरै बाढी जान्छ, त्यसै गरेर ठुलठुला भूकम्पहरू आउँछ। यस्ता खालका यी बाढी, पहिरो, भूकम्प जस्ता चाहिँ प्राकृतिक विपत्तिहरूले पनि हाम्रो स्वच्छ पिउने पानीको मुहानलाई डिस्टर्ब गरिरहेको छ, क्षति पुर्याइरहेको हुन्छ। अनि त्यो क्षतिले गर्दा धेरै मात्रामा मानिसहरूले पानीको समस्या भोग्नुपर्छ, पिउने पानीको अभाव सिर्जना हुन्छ। My dear students, you are getting me, right? You are following me. I hope you are also making notes with the help of this class and the textbook that you have got with you. There are several other problems as well in drinking water. You can talk about the difficult topography of अप्ठ्यारो भूबनोट. Sometimes people live on the slopes of hill or on the top of hills, and it becomes difficult to supply water in those regions, in those areas. You might have seen many places where there is scarcity of water because those areas are on the top of hills, on the slopes of hills, and there is no water resources. So that can be another problem. The rapid growth of population can be another problem. You can explain it in your own words. Deforestation also can be another problem, students. वन विनाश पनि एउटा समस्या हो. Due to the destruction of jungles, lots of water resources are going dry because of people who are destroying their own jungle. That can be another problem. So now I hope you can easily explain 4 to 5 problems in drinking water. Okay, now let's move on to the solution, how we can handle these problems. As I told you in our last episode of Radio Parsala, usually the problem itself has got its solution. प्रायसो हरेक समस्या भित्र नै समाधानका उपायहरू पनि त्यसै भित्र हुन्छन्. भाइ बहिनीहरूलाई मैले यो कुराहरू पहिले पनि भनिसकेको छु, right? Now there is one problem of wrong use of pesticides and chemical fertilizers by farmers. What can you do? See, you can conduct awareness program in rural areas where farmers are misusing chemical fertilizers and pesticides. They don't have the knowledge of the right use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Now you can conduct awareness program and you can tell them about the right use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. कीटनाशक औषधिहरू र विकासे मलको सही प्रयोग यदि उनीहरूलाई सिकाउन सकियो भने त्यसले पनि पानीलाई प्रदूषित हुनबाट बचाउन सक्छ. My dear students, do you know when do we celebrate World Water Day? Yes, you are right. We celebrate World Water Day on 22nd of March every year. And we have started to celebrate it since 1993. And why do we celebrate World Water Day? It's because we have to aware the people about the importance of fresh water and handle global water crisis. Large industries are throwing their wastage directly into the river. Now what should be done? See, it has got solution in itself. Now the government has to make strong policy and regulate these industries. If the government brings forward the proper policy of water treatment plants, then those industries can't throw their wastage, or you can say the polluted water, directly into the river. So in that way we can solve that problem. And there is another problem of lack of sewage management, ढल व्यवस्थापन. So it can also be controlled by the government. If the government makes good policy and helps the people for proper management of sewage, then it will stop polluting our rivers and lakes. And there are several settlements on the slopes of hill where there is scarcity of water, where there is scarcity of clean drinking water. Now the government should launch large projects for supplying drinking water in those areas. Only with the strong commitment of the government, drinking water crisis can be properly managed. For this, you can take example of Gujarat model. When the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was Chief Minister of Gujarat, there was a big scarcity of water there. And within 5 to 6 years, he was able to solve the problem of water crisis. Now, all over India, Gujarat's model of water management is quite popular and is being followed in several other states. हाल इन्डियाको प्रधानमन्त्री जो छन् नरेन्द्र मोदी पहिला गुजरातको मुख्यमन्त्री हुनुहुन्थ्यो. त्यतिखेर सबैभन्दा बढी सुक्खा प्रान्तको रूपमा गुजरात रहेको थियो. त्यहाँ पानीको ज्यादै नै समस्या थियो. त्यसपछि नरेन्द्र मोदीले 2002 देखि 2008 भित्रमा पानीको समस्यालाई पूर्ण रूपमा हल गर्न सफल भएका थिए. उनको कुशल नेतृत्व र सही दिशाले गर्दा गुजरात 6 वर्षभित्रमा पानीको समस्याबाट मुक्त भएको थियो. This example can make you clear that if the government shows strong commitment, then nothing is impossible. But if you talk about our country, we lack such commitments. You might have heard about Melamchi drinking water project. It started 28 years ago in 2049 BS, but still it is not complete. The project is not complete. So this shows that there is lack of strong commitment of the government. गुजरात जस्तो सुक्खा प्रदेशलाई त 6 वर्षभित्रमा नरेन्द्र मोदीले पानीको समस्याबाट मुक्त गर्न सफल भएको थियो भने हाम्रो देशमा त्यति ठूलो समस्या नपर्नु पर्ने हो, किनभने हामी त जलस्रोतमा धनी राष्ट्र हौं. But unfortunately, you see, for the completion of one single project, it takes more than 28 years. Now what can you say? We are second richest country in water resource in the world, but just 1/3 of our population has access on clean drinking water. जलस्रोतमा हामी विश्वमा दोस्रो धनी राष्ट्र हौं, तर हाम्रै देशको मानिसहरूको यदि पिउने पानीमा पहुँचको कुरा गर्छौं भने 4 जनामा 3 जनाले अहिले पनि स्वच्छ पिउने पानी पाउन सकेको छैन. यो भन्दा ठूलो कमेडी काई छ होला त भाइ बहिनीहरु? 3 out of 4 people of our country don't have access to pure drinking water. So this is a great misfortune to our country and to our people. Now you see, the level of underground water is also decreasing. So because of that, lots of tube wells are going dry. Lots of wells are going dry. People are suffering more and more. Why? Because the level of underground water is decreasing day by day. And to solve these problems, the government has launched a program. Now, the government has started to make recharge well in several places. Near my house, there is a jungle. A few days back, while I was just passing by the jungle, I saw some people digging large holes. ठुलठुला खाल्डाहरू त्यहाँ मानिसहरूले जंगलमा खन्दै थिए. And when I talked to them, they told me about it. Actually, it was recharge wells. Now, after I talked to them, I knew that these recharge wells can be very helpful for increasing the level of underground water. My dear students, now are you clear what recharge well is? Recharge well, by its term you can be clear. जब हाम्रो फोनमा पैसा सिद्धिन्छ हामी रिचार्ज गरेर त्यसमा पैसा हाल्छौं नि। जब हाम्रो फोनको ब्याट्री सिद्धिन्छ त्यतिखेर हामी त्यसलाई रिचार्ज गर्छौं हैन। हाम्रो जमिन मुनि रहेको पानीको सतह घट्दै गइरहेको छ। अब त्यसलाई बढाउनको लागि यस्ता रिचार्ज वेलहरूले एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण भूमिका खेल्न सक्दा रहेछन्। पहिले के हुन्थ्यो भन्दाखेरि पानी पर्थ्यो र त्यो स्लोपमा पानी सिधै बगेर माथिबाट तलतिरपट्टि जान्थ्यो। अब पहिले जस्तो पानीहरू माथिबाट बगेर सिधै तल जान पाउँदैन। पहिले त्यहाँ स्लोप थियो, जति पनि पानी पर्थ्यो माथिबाट बगेर सिधै तल जान्थ्यो। अब त्यहाँ ठुलठुला खाडलहरू खनिएको छ। अब त्यो परेका पानीहरू त्यो खाडलमा जम्मा हुन्छ र त्यहाँबाट त्यो पानी जमिन मुनि छिर्छ र जमिन मुनिको पानीको सतहलाई त्यसले बढाउनको लागि ठूलो सहयोग गर्न सक्छ। पानीको सतह अवश्य पनि बढ्छ। त्यसैले यिनीहरूलाई रिचार्ज वेल भनिन्छ। र विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू किताबमा यसको बारेमा नलेखिएको हुन सक्छ, किनभने यो एकदमै नवीनतम धारणा हो, यो एकदमै आधुनिक धारणा हो। Similarly, another way of handling water crisis is harvesting rainwater. Most of you might have visited Kathmandu. There you might have seen many homes where you can see rain harvesting. During rainy season, it rains a lot and people have started to collect that water and use them in dry season. Rainwater harvesting is a simple theory of collecting rainwater during rainy season and using them in dry season. And dear students, you also know that because of the use of contaminated water, people suffer from different waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera, and etc. Now, to handle these problems, what should be done? Awareness should be given about filtration systems. If people know about different ways of filtration, then they can themselves purify water and use for themselves. I hope you know different ways of purifying water. There is SODIS, solar disinfection. Also, you can buy some water purifiers in market. You can use them also to purify water. Another way of purifying water is boiling. If you boil water for 4 to 5 minutes, it also can help you to kill the germs in the water. Another way of purifying water can be filtration. With the help of simple filter machines, you can purify your water. So all these are different ways of purifying water. Now, I hope that you can write about the different ways of purifying water. In this way, in today's class, we talked about drinking water, its importance in our life, its importance in the development of country, the problems that are there in the field of drinking water, and how we can solve them. All these things we did in today's class of Radio Parsala. Now let's wrap up the class for today. All right? In our next episode of Radio Parsala, we will study about traditional knowledge, skill and technology and their creative use. This much for today, students. See you in next episode of Radio Parsala. Till then, be safe and keep your family safe. Bye-bye.
हस्त विद्यार्थी श्रोता, आजलाई रेडियो पाठशाला यति नै। रेडियो सुनेर साथ दिनु भएकोमा तपाईं सम्पूर्णलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। भोलि फेरि रेडियो पाठशालाको साथमा उपस्थित हुनेछौं। रेडियो पाठशाला तयार गर्न सहयोग गर्नुहुने विद्यालयका शिक्षक सुरज बुढाथोकीलाई धन्यवाद र रेडियो सन्देश 106.9 मेगाहर्ज का प्रविधिबाट सहयोग गर्नुहुने प्राविधिक साथी सुरेश गुरुङलाई धन्यवाद दिँदै आजको कार्यक्रमबाट सम्पूर्ण पाठशाला टिम बिदा हुन्छौं। नमस्कार।